I know it went by quick. Welcome.
What's up, guys?
We live.
What's going on? We're gonna start the intro pretty soon. We'll get the rest of the team and squad with us, and we'll get it popping, get it going.
Yeah, busy day. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Yo,
what's good?
What it do?
Yo, we're a couple of weeks in since we got the new theme song. I don't know, it still hits, man. Theme song still hits. It still hits. Yeah. It's hard. Anyways, guys, SLAC episode 45. It's your boy Strizzy in the building. With me as always, I got my brother, my co-host, A-Dub. What's good, family?
Living the dream as always. You know how it goes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As promised, guys, we have a special guest today joining us, Annie. She has the podcast OD on Sports. We'll talk about all that fun stuff as well. As you can see her Instagram name. So if you aren't currently following her, go and do so now, like right now, this second. Go follow her. But what's good, dude? What's up?
It's all good. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, thanks for joining us. I know you're like 3 hours ahead of us, so I know it's a little bit later where you are. So we appreciate that big time.
I'm in San Diego right now, so I'm on the West Coast.
Nice. Okay, cool.
And we got the beach vibes going and everything in the background. That's what's up.
You're in my childhood bedroom right now.
There we go.
Nice.
A little different, but
right. Couple of changes. That's what's up. With that being said, let's bring the permanent guests of the show. We got super producer Marcus and Miss Myra May. What's good, guys?
What's up, fuckers?
What up?
Yo, do y'all prefer this view or this view? What do you think?
One.
This one?
We closer together now.
Yeah. All together now.
I don't know. Y'all messing with my 6 feet social distancing right now. No, I was playing. Myra, I'm gonna send you that link right now. Go ahead, it'll take us away.
No, I just want to, first of all, welcome again, Annie, to coming into the show. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I've been following your podcast. I've been following your podcast. It seems like we started around the same time almost. I don't know, but you definitely schooled me on MLB and stuff like that. And I wanted to have you on around opening day, but opening day never came. So now we're hoping we get one in a couple weeks here. And I want to talk to you about baseball, but before we do, I just wanted you to have a chance to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself, and we might ask you a couple questions along the way if that's cool.
Sounds good. Do I just take it away from here?
Yeah, do your thing.
The show is yours.
Good deal. Well, my name's Annie. I am originally from just north of San Diego, California, so I'm all Southern California sports obsessed. I have lived where do I go from here? I currently host a podcast based in New York City called OD on Sports. I've been hosting it for about 7 months now and been loving it. I love talking sports. I've talked sports my entire life. I grew up with 4 brothers, no sisters, so it's been in and around a sports atmosphere for my entire life. And I've lived, before I moved to New York, I've actually lived in Pittsburgh and Chicago. And one of the ways I've been able to just make friends and establish communities everywhere I go is be able to talk sports everywhere. It's kind of, which Myra will probably know, I reference Mean Girls a lot when I say, like, it's like that universal language where it's the same wherever you go.
Yeah, 100%.
Living in Chicago, living in New York, you could talk football, basketball, baseball, hockey. You're going to find your communities. You're going to find your people wherever you go that like to talk it as well. So starting a podcast, I always thought, I kind of bring, since I've lived so many places, I like to think I bring a well-rounded kind of entertaining point of view. So I set up a microphone. For the longest time, it was just me and I just talked to myself. And then when COVID hit, I decided, okay, let's start to bring guests on. And at first it was, hey, any fans that are, because part of the reason why COVID kind of hit me really hard was sports is like my escape from reality.
Yeah.
It's my
a lot of us.
Right. No matter like what's going on at work, home, family, whatever, for 2.5, 3 hours, you can just escape and not think about it or not think about it as much. And I know for a lot of people that was really hard. So I remember putting it out there, just like, hey, if anyone just wants to talk sports, like, come on the podcast. Like, you don't have to be a lifelong fan. You can just casually like the game and want to talk about it. And from there, I really liked having guests on. So I've tried to continue that as much as I can through COVID, but still doing the solo stuff. And I feel like it's a good mix now of having guests on, but also me just talking to myself.
Yeah. You give some good rants, that's for sure.
No, I love the rants. The rants are probably my favorite part. When you got something to be mad about, that's usually I'm just like, okay, yeah, here we go, strap in, let's get it. But I got a quick question for you, actually. So you mentioned you lived in Pittsburgh, Chicago, New York, and LA. Those are 4 probably the biggest sports cities in the U.S. Honestly. So so what's that like? I mean, between the Steelers and Lakers and Cubs, Bulls, Knicks, Giants, like what's that like? Like what's that been like?
It's let me tell you, growing up, which I'm very loyal to Southern California, and we have some of the most passionate fans in the world, and I will stick out my neck defending them. But when you go from Southern California, where there's other stuff going on besides sports, and you go to Pittsburgh, where these people literally breathe and bleed the colors of black and gold. People have been on the waiting list for season tickets for 45 years since they were children, and now they've got grandchildren. They're still waiting for tickets.
Yeah.
Jeez. And then you've got, obviously hockey's really big there. It was so strange. Like for there, it's weird if you're not a sports fan. So I came across those people, but it's always you love Pittsburgh sports no matter what. Whereas, California, sometimes you get a good mix of, transplants from other places where not everyone likes the Southern California teams. Not everyone's a Chargers fan. Not everyone's a Dodgers, Padres, Angels fan.
Right. A lot of Dallas Cowboys fans in SoCal.
A lot of Chicago fans in Southern California too.
Here in Arizona.
Arizona too, yeah.
We have that problem.
Lots of transplants. And then you move to Chicago where the Hawks just came off their 3 cups in 5 years. And I was also there when the Cubs won the World Series. So it was crazy. Just insane. The Bulls sadly have not been that. Actually, not really sadly. I don't really care. But I'm a Lakers fan, so I'm like, who cares?
Me too.
But Chicago, it's another huge sports town. I lived in Wrigleyville, so it was. There's nothing like that in Southern California, so that was just culture shock for me. And then from there, moving to New York, where there's pretty much 2 of every sports team.
Yeah. At least,
exactly. And New York fans are just an interesting breed, but they're entertaining nonetheless. Because for one, I have to give credit where credit is due. To be loyal to the New York Knicks for your entire life, props. I don't understand. I don't know how you do it.
It takes strength.
Seriously.
But that's what's up, though. I mean, so you said SoCal everything, but I did hear recently. I had another question. Recently, you said I thought you were a football free agent, but I think did you actually select a team now? Do you have an allegiance?
I did. So
okay.
When the Chargers moved to San Diego, I was done. That was the last straw for me. Dean Spanos. The countless years of torture. I was like, this is my emergency exit. This is my get out of jail for free card. I'm going to take it. So, and I was living in Chicago at the time. So I never really, like the Bears, I was like, I don't think this is for me. So I said, let me just shop around. I'll date around, it's that newly single kind of attitude where you're like, I'll date around. I'll, just mess around with fantasy football, see what I like. I never really got attached. I thought when I moved to New York, I would pick the Jets or the Giants, which nope, not.
Can't do that.
No. So I actually met someone called Lawrence Jackson. He calls himself a fantasy football lord, and he messaged me. He said, "Look, I've listened to some of your stuff. You know what you're talking about with football, but I can't really take you seriously until you have a team. So I'm offering to help you pick a football team.
Okay.
Let's go on IG Live. Let's pick one." I said, okay, well, what's the worst that could happen? And it came down, he did a whole like fun process. At first it was rate all the teams on a scale of 1 to 4, like 1 being you hate them, 4 being okay, I'll tolerate them. And from there it was going down to quarterbacks, like quarterback comparison, who do you like better? And it was basically like a bracket round. And then it got down to the Seahawks and the Ravens. And I love watching Lamar Jackson, and I love watching the Ravens this year. So
Yeah.
I settled in Baltimore.
Okay, that's what's up.
Nice.
That's a good team to pick.
That sounds like a fun process for sure too.
It was
2 years ago, it would have been a bad pick, but that's a good pick now.
Yeah,
For sure.
they got the whole world in front of them for sure.
Right. And I would the one thing that made it really easy was I don't get phased easily by people saying, oh, you're a bandwagon. Oh, you only like, you're a fair weather fan for picking them now. I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. So,
Yeah. You got to just pick and stick to it, and there you go.
They haven't won yet,
exactly.
so
As long
that's
as I'm
good.
not jumping ship every year, leave me alone.
Right.
Right.
So Annie, do you play fantasy football?
I do. I'm not the best, but I'm determined this year to get better. And I've had guests on, and I've talked to people to try and figure out new strategy. And I feel like I feel like my big thing is going in, and I never really did a lot of research on the rookie class coming in. So I see these great guys on the board, and I am always hesitant to take a chance on a guy that's never played an NFL game before.
Yeah.
But my determination is to go in confident, knowing that these rookies I'm picking up are going to be steals.
Okay.
Definitely. So
That's me. I pick a lot of rookies every year.
Yeah.
When you do fantasy football, do you do like regular drafts, or you guys do auction drafts?
We do regular drafts, just the snake draft kind of thing.
That's what I prefer.
Yeah.
We were in a league last year, and I did terrible.
I love auction leagues, man. Auction drafts are so it makes it so much harder.
Yeah,
harder.
Yeah.
So auction drafts are so much fun because, like, especially with us, we know what players we follow and who we like.
Yeah.
And so as a team, you are like the team's GM, and you get a certain amount of money that you can bid on players. So I think there was this one time where like Strizzy was trying to pick up Christian McCaffrey, and we all knew he was trying to get him. So we just kept bidding so he could keep going up on his price.
No, y'all so foul.
This is
So-
you gotta keep your favorites quiet.
I'm a Panther fan. It doesn't matter. So I guess so
They
it doesn't
know.
matter. I can't hide him.
This is true. This is true.
Put him in
But
the
it
back
is
of
like
aisle.
absolutely comical when you do auction drafts, because you know where people's alliances are, and you could see their money, and you could see everybody's money, and yeah, it gets real wild.
Oh.
It gets really fun.
Yeah. It's
I can see that
definitely
being a
interesting.
problem with like good friends and like family, where you know where they're like you just want to piss them off. You know where they're lie.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit talking too, for sure.
Yes.
But
What makes it fun?
yeah, oh yeah, it's all in good fun. It's all in good fun, but it's I don't know. I did snake drafts for like the longest time, and then I have a league with my friends that I do every year. It's like our my big league, our big money league too. So like winner takes home a whole bunch of money or whatever. And we started doing auction drafts maybe like 3 years ago. So I created another league that I brought in. I brought in like A-Dub and Myra and Marcus. If you're down, man, I get you in this year too. So we started doing auction, but it's different, but it changes things. It's pretty fun.
It sucks.
You can tell who didn't have a good season.
I was gonna say you haven't won yet, have you?
You got to be a lot more strategic. You got to be a lot more strategic with it because it's tough. It's a lot harder.
Yeah. But okay, Annie, back to you real quick. Is there anything else you want to plug, or anything else you want to talk about with your show or anything like that? Before we
You can find it wherever podcasts are streamed. On Instagram, it's at ODonSports, and then my personal handle is at SweetAnnieOD. And I'm also on Twitter at SweetAnnieOD. I try to tweet about sport. I tweet about sports most of the time, but other times.
Are you on TikTok like Strizzy yet too?
I am not on Strizzy's level. I just started following Strizzy on TikTok. I'm trying to. The problem with TikTok is you think you have this great idea, and you're like, "This is the one. This this is the one that's gonna go viral. It's gonna get on the For You page, and then it gets like 200 views. You're like, what? Like, I'm funny. What the hell?
I know. I think I'm like
too old for TikTok.
One of my videos have like 7,000 views, and I was like, hell yeah, let's get it. It's like the most I've had so far. But some of them do pretty well. Other ones, it's like you gotta like research the algorithm and all that fun stuff. But it's fun. I'm having a lot of fun doing all this crazy nonsense.
We're rooting for you, Strizzy, for sure.
Thanks,
so my little one used my TikTok today, and he's like, I got 1 like, and he's like, oh, it's Strizzy.
You don't count Uncle Strizzy.
My baby.
Give me
He's
my
like,
like
yeah,
back.
I got 1 like. He's like, oh, it's Strizzy.
He's like, Uncle Strizzy has to like it. He don't
better
care.
like it.
Right?
That's too funny. All right. Well, let's jump to MLB talk. The 2020 schedule was revealed last night, which was pretty exciting. And July 23rd is opening night with 2 great games. So, Annie, I just wanted to ask you, what are you most excited for? It's been a long roller coaster of whether we're going to have it or not. But now that it looks like we're going to have it, what are you most excited for?
I'm ready to see Mookie Betts in Dodger blue. That's what I'm the most excited about.
Yeah.
It's, as a Dodgers fan, one of the biggest struggles is with this, especially with this new front office, with the ownership group, with Magic Johnson and our GM Andrew Friedman, is they have all this money. And one of the promises they made when they came in was, hey, we're going to spend money on big names, on free agents. And they have yet to do so since then. So seeing this deal go down, especially after losing out on Giancarlo Stanton, on Bryce Harper, and Garrett Cole this past year, seeing David Price and Mookie Betts come in, and just huge names, obviously the 2018 American League MVP, in the outfield with the most recent 2019 NL MVP Cody Bellinger.
Right.
I'm pumped. That's why it just goes to figure that the season gets delayed. There's a virus, there's a contract negotiations going on. All while the Dodgers have just a stacked lineup to get it happening. But I love baseball. Even though there's no fans in the stands, I'm so pumped to be able to watch it on TV, however else I'm going to.
Right.
Yep.
And I'm just glad they're going to be in their own stadiums too. It looks like.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, that's dope.
About keeping it in Florida and keeping it in Arizona, I believe. Yeah. They were toying around with like all sorts of ideas, but I like this one. It definitely, like, the whole thing was, hey, we have to make sure that there's as little travel as possible. So having the division matchups and the interleague division, I think, while it's not technically, I mean, you look at the
it's not as fair, but it depends.
No, it's not. I mean, you have the AL East and the National League East are not going to leave their time zone. Like, you look at the section of how they're going to be doing compared to the West, where you've got guys going from Seattle to Texas to California. And there's certainly, like, travel and going through time zones is going to impact the players, of course. But I don't think it'll be too much of a disadvantage. Hopefully not, because
I mean, they're used to doing this 182 game stretch. So they
exactly.
Yeah.
So for a third of that, which they should be somewhat okay.
Right. So that's a good segue to the changes, though. So they did change, like, the schedule and the interleague and stuff like that. But what other changes do you like? These other changes as far as the DH all across, and then also I wanted to know, how do you feel about a man on second starting in extra innings? What's up with that?
I don't love it. I really don't. I get the idea of it. You want to make sure games aren't going hours and extra innings on extra innings, because the whole idea is, hey, we want to make sure everybody's in the ballpark for as little time as possible.
Right.
And I guess they've done it at the World Baseball Classic and in international games, and it's been successful. I don't love it for this. I really don't. Plus, extra innings is exciting. You get free baseball. Right. And especially that feeling when you walk it off in extra innings. Not that that's not going to happen,
But it's not the same if you get like a leadoff double and then you score that 1 run. Yeah.
Right.
What do you think about the DH being on both sides?
I'm ready for that. As much fun as it's been having our pitchers swing the bat in the National League, it's time for a designated hitter in both leagues. There's no despite pleasing the people that you want to keep the good old game.
That's me.
You like having pitchers swing.
I'm too traditionalist.
He's very
I'm just old school. Yeah,
very old school.
Okay.
But I mean, the extra roster spot, you get the DH now. I mean, that really does make a difference. It'll make it more exciting for sure. So,
for sure.
Yeah. I'm with you on that, A-Dub, though. I'm same way, man. I'm old school.
Kind of old school.
We like things a little bit traditional, but it's also fun too to get some changes every now and again. So we'll see how it goes, though.
Right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Annie,
So
I have kind of a fun question. So, being that our Houston Astros went through this whole scandal, and when they were playing, batters kept taking hits. So, do you think that is going to continue with the league starting up again?
I've gone back and forth on this because so many of the guys, specifically on the Dodgers, have been very vocal. Some of them have been vocal about how upset they were, and that hey, if I get a shot to hit one of the guys, I'm going to take it. But Rob Manfred, who is, I don't know how you guys stand on your ranking of commissioners. I rank him at 4th on the bottom. He said, him saying that there's going to be punishments, there's going to be suspensions. And with a 60-game season and so little room for error, I'm going to say I don't think they're going to take a chance. I really don't. Unless they're, so far, unless it's down the line and they're so far ahead in the standings where, hey, guy getting suspended a couple games is not going to hurt. I don't see it happening. I don't. And the thing that would piss me off the most is if one of the guys did do that. And of course the league hammers down a 5-game suspension, which is more of a punishment than the actual Astros got for cheating. Just wanted to point that out. But it would upset me. Just as far as, like I said, to answer your question, I don't think they're going to be willing to take a chance just with a 60-game season and so little room for error.
Right.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
I think they dodged a big one on that just because of the timing and because of COVID and everything like that. It's become further from our memories, even though, I still see nice shirts coming out and different things like that. You know what I mean? But they won't have the fans there for really, to get the good heckling and the signs and stuff like that. So they'll be all right.
The fans won't forget. Come 2021, when we're allowed back in those ballparks, I get Yankees fans and Dodgers fans are going to come out swinging. No pun intended. They will not. I say this, sports fans are the most stubborn people. We never forget. Your team could have beaten us 5 years ago in a playoff series. We're not rivals, but we hate you.
Right.
I'm going to drop this bomb real quick. Des Bryant was a catch.
What are you talking about? Oh, against Green Bay? Yeah.
Oh,
Des Bryant.
Oh, got you.
Des Bryant was a catch. We're never going to forget that.
Got you.
Yeah.
That's one thing that we'll never forget.
It's funny you say that because it's so true. The only reasons why I can't stand the Patriots or the Broncos is because the only 2 teams who have kept my team from winning the Super Bowl in the last 15, 16 years. So I have no other reason to dislike them except for that.
Yeah.
So true.
That's plenty of reason.
Grudges like a mug, man. Grudges like a mug.
Absolutely. People are like, get over it. Oh my God, that was so long ago. You're like, shut up. Don't tell me how to live my life.
It was yesterday.
Right. I still feel how I felt.
Yep, exactly.
All right, let's wrap up baseball real quick, though. Before we do, I want to get a World Series prediction from you and also a dark horse World Series pick. I know it's kind of early, but
Ooh,
how are you feeling?
How am I feeling? Do I want to be biased? I'm going to be biased. I'm going to pick the Dodgers because I can. And I do think that this team is just incredibly stacked. I do. The thing that gets me so anxious thinking about it is that it's only 60 games. And if you don't get off to a good start, if you start off at 2-12, you're basically toast.
Right.
So my hope is, that's going to be the key for whoever wins this year is getting off to a good start and staying as consistent as they can. But I am going to say the Dodgers because I do believe speaking things into existence and manifesting things. So I'm going to manifest this right now.
There you go.
Gotcha.
And for a dark horse, do I want to go to the other league or do I want to stay in the National League?
The Yankees.
Oh, that's not dark horse.
That's not a dark horse.
That's what I think.
That ain't a dark horse.
I think the Dodgers will play the Yankees.
Well, I'll do.
That's why I think gonna win.
Mine, I think the same though. I think it's going to be Yankees Dodgers, and I think that the Dodgers are just going to slip up again. I feel like it's like every time. I know.
She's like, catch me outside.
But I hate to say this, but it's like every time. But no, that's why I think it's gonna be Yankees Dodgers for sure, and then it's a coin flip from there. And then, but I think dark horse, I'm kind of feeling the Reds. I think that they can kind of sneak up and do something this year. So I'm thinking about putting a little bit of money on them for like a long shot. So
do you guys just forget about the Nationals? Like they won't win again? Like they have no chance? No chance?
I'm going to say the dark horse, just because I'm from Texas, is the damn Houston Astros. As much as everybody hates them right now.
They don't have the technology anymore. So
yeah, that's a wrap.
But how long will it take for the Astros to be like able to like try to compete and everything? Because right now it's gonna be a while before they can compete, and people think like it's the real. Would it take like 10 years, you think, or more? How long will it take for them to be
I think when that core gets out of the team is when they'll finally clear their name. Like you get
all that
Carlos
bad
Correa, you get Alex Bregman, you get Jose Altuve. I think that's when people will start to turn their heads and say, okay, these guys weren't a part of it.
Gotcha.
But we're still talking about those Black Sox from back in the early 1900s. So we're never going to stop talking about it.
Right.
But for the Houston Astros to clear their name, I think it's going to take like I said, that core getting out of there.
They got to clear the bench or clear the dugout, I should say.
Clear the dugout, man.
Yep.
But the Nationals might, they might sneak up, Marcus. They might have the pitching for a short.
I was just saying because it's a 6 game and they got hot at the right time. They was hitting really well, so I was just wondering if they still have a chance to do the same thing again because nobody been talking about them. So it's kind of good for them because they can come out and scare people again.
It was kind of like that Cinderella. It was kind of like that right timing type thing.
Okay.
Absolutely. I will say if they stay healthy, I'll give my dark horse to the Phillies.
Okay.
If they stay healthy.
Phillies are my dark horse. They're my dark horse.
I think I love Andrew McCutchen as a player and as a person. I think he's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think him going down as early as he did last year, definitely, like the second he went down, I was like, yeah, they're done.
He lost me a little when he cut his hair. I still love him to death, but I was like, man, like
he donated to charity. Though.
I know. So it was a good cause.
I want to ask, because you call yourself an old school fan. So I was thinking about this today, and I was actually talking to my old man about it. The Yankees grooming policy. Are you familiar?
Yeah. I could do it.
How do you feel about it? The tradition and having the grooming I think it's like hair above the collar, and you can't have above like a very small mustache.
Who was the most recent? Like Johnny Damon when he went there. I think they made a big stink about it a little bit. I'm actually not a fan of that. I could do without that, and I wouldn't mind them putting their names on their jerseys either. I guess I'm not that old school. It just depends.
So none of the jerseys have the name on the back?
No.
Because they're like,
I thought they had one that had their name on the back.
Well, maybe when they do like the MLB Players Weekend, maybe they had them there.
Players Weekend, they do.
Name, but traditionally they don't. So
when you buy them in the store, you can buy the jersey. You can buy the last name on the back.
So everybody knows.
Yeah.
Okay.
So being where we're at in 2020, I am against it because big beards are hot right now, and something about baseball players.
Thank you, my girl. Yes.
Something about baseball players and big beards. It's just great. So I'm against the grooming policy.
Do you watch hockey? Do you watch the Stanley Cup playoffs where they're all growing their playoff beards?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
And you can see
it's heaven.
But it's so funny to me because you can see the players that are like me that they don't grow the same. Like they're like they still not shaving, but they're not growing the same. Yeah, like I feel for them. I'm like, yo, hang in there, man. It's all good.
Hang in there. It's coming through, I swear.
Right.
The longest time they gave Sidney Crosby, who at the time, you could argue if he's still the best player in the world, but the dude was like early 20s and trying to grow a playoff beard. I mean, poor guy couldn't get past the mustache and a little bit on his chin. And guys were just roasting him for it.
Like, just leave it alone.
Literally.
I'm an
Ovechkin guy myself, especially since we have the same first name. But I mean, I never liked Sidney Crosby. I always thought he was kind of a baby. So
I love Ovi. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Oh, he's so much fun to watch.
Yeah. But all right, so let's see. I guess that's it for MLB. Did everybody make their predictions? Marcus, you want to make a prediction? You going with Nationals or?
I'm not a baseball guy, so I can't even put it in there. So
okay.
I only watch when October come around. So
yeah. Oh
Most exciting
man,
month. So
yeah, for sure. But it is going to be weird to see this season how it plays out. But I'm just glad they finally put all the bullshit aside and got it worked out, for at least so we can see something. So
seriously, this is the month I watched probably the start of most baseball that I watch, just because basketball is usually ending and everyone's.
Oh yeah, like this time of year.
Yeah, this time of year is when I really started getting into baseball.
Boys of summer for sure.
Yeah, man. So I'm super excited. Can't wait.
That's why it was so frustrating that the negotiations took so long, was because baseball is, I hate to say it's a dying sport, but it's just not popular amongst this younger generation. Correct. And this is such a prime, without the NBA playoffs, without the Stanley Cup playoffs, this was a prime time for them to come back, get some games on, and get new fans watching. And the fact that they let it get that bad over just the amount of games and money was beyond frustrating. But exactly, because most people don't tune in till July when there's an NBA champion, there's a Stanley Cup champion already crowned. And
it's funny because the amount of fighting that they did almost seemed ridiculous with the amount of games that they decided on. It's like they wanted 70, they wanted 50, then they go with 60. It's like y'all couldn't have met in the middle from jump. Like why did that take so long?
Exactly.
Oh no, it's so crazy. I'm sure there's other things involved, money and health and all that fun stuff. But seriously, it was like this shouldn't have been that hard.
Yeah.
They were playing paper, rock, scissors to try to figure it out. 2 out of 3.
But finally they had to meet face to face. I like that though. The players was like, yo, let's get this handled. No more Zoom meetings. So
seriously.
Did you guys watch that ESPN special about all the commissioners coming on? And Manfred was the only one to be like, well, we might not have a season. Whereas hockey was like, yo, this is what we're going to do. We don't have a date, but we're going to do this. And Adam Silver was, as he always is, all ready to go.
Yeah.
This is our plan. Roger Goodell was surprisingly on his game. And, it was just embarrassing for baseball.
Well, and coming off the heels of how he handled the scandal, and how he was like, oh, the trophy is just a piece of metal and all this stuff.
Right.
And then to come out like, oh, we one day he's like 100% guarantee. The next day he's like, I got to hedge my bets. Like, dude, no.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's terrible.
He came to the meeting with his notes written in crayon.
Yeah. All right. I think let's jump to NFL talk. Obviously the big story. Mahomes got the big bag. What do y'all think about that?
You know how many tacos I can buy with $503 million?
Man.
So is it 503 or is it 450? Like, if he stayed the whole 10 years, he get the 503? Or how does that work?
Yeah, it's up to 503.
Yeah, he's not getting no 503. I'm sorry.
Because there's still 2 years on his contract. So there's still money pending on top of that 450 on the new contract. So
yeah, that 503. That 503 looks good, but he ain't getting that. I'm sorry. You said the 450.
We'll see how it goes.
Because I'm saying
LeBron James, let me hold $5, Patrick Mahomes.
Oh my God.
Do you guys think he deserved that much?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think as the years go by, this will be a discount. I think it depends. Like, who knows if he sees the end of it? A million things can happen in 10 years, but I think maybe in 7-8 years he might be arguing for more. We never even know.
I can see that. I can see that.
I don't know. I think this might be the highest ever right here. I don't think nobody gonna go past this.
It just depends on how the salary cap. Like if now Corona and everything's gonna impact the salary cap for the next couple of years potentially, but if it bounces back and by 2028, 2030, like who knows what money could be like just based on how inflation goes from how we know it today. So I don't know.
I think it was very well deserved. Kudos to Patrick Mahomes. And of course, he's from Tyler, Texas. So we got to represent for Texas right there real quick.
Texas boy, yeah.
But he came in and made things happen. So it really is well deserved. I'm the same with you all. Like, I don't know if he'll get to the extension, if he'll get to the end of the 10 years, but who knows? I mean, he's only 24 years old. Tom Brady is still playing at 41, 24 plus 10 only puts him at 34. And if he has a solid line in front of him, he can play for a long time. I mean,
let's be honest, his line ain't really been that good anyway.
But the thing is with them two, you just said it, Breeze and Brady, they don't run either. So he has to stop running like this year, like no more running. Like
he'll have to evolve, yeah.
Yeah, so that's his game though. That's all his flashy moves out of the pocket. Those he do. That's what he does
and stuff like that.
But I think now he got like, hey man, we don't need you to do all that. It's kind of because the team is stacked right now with talent. So I don't think he had to do that much. So I think he'll be smart about it so he can last because he's not a big guy. So all that.
Do you all think his gameplay changes because he's got money in the bank now?
Yeah, because smart. It's just not,
what do you mean? What do you mean? Down.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's on stop his gameplay, but I think you don't do because he was running a lot this year. So I just think he has to stop from injury point of view because he's a great pocket quarterback.
Well, they have to protect their investment too.
Yeah. He could be a Brady. He could be a Breeze. So he don't have to run and be great. So I think he change it. I think it'd be good for him. He's young.
My thing too is really quick. I think that he runs a lot, but it's more to the left and right to avoid getting hit, not so much north and south like Lamar does. So. You know what I mean? So like I was saying, like their offensive line really wasn't that great this year. They had a lot of changes at receiver because of all the injuries, and at running back too. A lot of uncertainty and change at running back as well. That's one of my biggest reasons why I think his contract is so earned because man, throughout the entire year, he like a lot of things worked against him between his own injuries to his offensive players, and he still got the job done. And in my opinion, his third year, but really his second as a starting quarterback.
It's funny.
I don't think it changes too much. I think he runs a little bit less, but we've seen him get it done with his arm time and time again. So,
it's funny that you say that he had that injury in the middle of the season and still came back and made it happen. We talked about this on our show several times, like who's our front runner for MVP? And at one point we're like, it's Patrick Mahomes. And then like he got hurt and we just kind of like forgot about Patrick Mahomes. And then he came back full speed ahead and got it done. So I agree with you on that one, Strizzy.
Annie, what do you think?
About Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah.
Just in general, yeah.
Just in general.
Yeah. As a person,
it's hard to like him.
The hair.
I respect him. I do. It's just for me, like I can't stand the Kansas City Chiefs. Coming in on him.
Keep it 100.
Them winning the Super Bowl brought absolute pain to me. But although I give credit where credit is due. He's an amazing quarterback, and I love watching him play and watching them do what they did in the Super Bowl against the 49ers was awesome. I'm very interested to see how the next wave of quarterbacks, how this contract affects other deals that are upcoming. Yeah. Lots of talk. I mean, they were talking all day today. Your man Dak Prescott is all over the news, and they're like saying, "Hey, Dak, this doesn't concern you. Just letting you know."
And he's like, "It does."
But you know how like Zeke got his and Gurley got his. Every time they got a big contract, somebody topped it. I don't see that happening. Somebody topping this yet for like a while though. Even though you got like Watson, Dak, all those guys, they're not even on his level. Really, I think the only person close to him right now is Lamar Jackson. I still don't think he'll get his to like 3 years. So I don't think nobody on top it yet because that's a lot of people think like it's like common right now. Oh, that's a lot of money for football. That's like a baseball contract. So
baseball money.
Yeah. So I don't see nobody really passing him for a couple of years.
Mike Trout money.
Yeah.
I think the only way that somebody could pass him, because the market always resets in a way, but I think the only way nobody will pass him as far as the big number. But I could see like Watson getting like 4 years, like 45, and maybe in a spurt he's making more per year than Mahomes is, if he's signing shorter deals. So I could see it happening like that. But as far as the overall life of the contract, no, nobody's gonna get $500 million like this.
Yeah. I think the length is what shocked me the most because with football, it's so much. I mean, injuries. I mean, God, I'm not going to talk about him potentially getting injured because I don't want to wish that.
Yeah, we don't want to. Yeah.
Say something happens, and the guy doesn't live up to his expectation. We've seen it in every sport how just bad contracts tend to pan out. I don't think that'll happen with Patrick Mahomes, but we've seen it happen before.
It's really crazy because when the season ended, we were talking about him getting to the $200 million mark, right? It was like, is he going to be the first person to sign for $200 million or whatever? And damn, dude, they went to possibly $500 million. Like that's insane. It's so crazy.
Right.
Like it's so insane to me.
That's the thing. Like at first it started at, I remember when Adam Schefter first reported it, it was like a little over 400. And you're like, oh, okay, big number. But then all of a sudden he started like, it just started, it felt like it going up as he kept tweeting. And I was like, are they just watching this speed and then just going up?
Seriously, it was like 405. Then it was like 430, 450. Then it was like 503. I was like, all right, what's the real number?
Like, yeah, literally. I was like, Adam, who are you getting your sources from here? Come on.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think it is. I think though the 503, I mean, if he got to that number, like Marcus said, he probably won't get to that number, but we'll see how it works out. But I'm wishing the best for him. I think it'll be especially the fact that he's an MVP and he's won a Super Bowl like this young. I see it's safe for the Kansas City Chiefs to be like, okay, let's do this. So
the one thing I loved though is that the very next day he was in the lab at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
I love that.
Myra, what happened? I think Myra's lost her audio.
Oh,
yeah,
I don't know.
I think she lost her picture. I could still hear her, but yeah, but I don't know. So when you get this much money, do you like lose some players now, or are they gonna be okay with the players they got? How does that go?
Right now they're okay because everybody's still on these like.
The funny thing is, last year, I mean, they won the Super Bowl. They had the lowest salary cap. They had the lowest salary number out of the whole league. So they have a little bit of room to play around.
But what about what's called though? The D tackle, like, does he get his money now or no?
I think so. I think he will.
Oh, he does. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
they have no money still to give him his money.
Well, like this year, they laid out his contract. He's only making like $800,000 this year. Plus, he got like a $10 million signing bonus. Plus, he gets like this other roster bonus. But the way they structured his money, it's like it doesn't always hurt the cap as much as you'd think, I guess. So they play all kinds of tricks with the salary.
I was just saying when I seen that 500, I was like, oh yeah, he's gone now. I can't think of his name. I'm trying to think of his name.
Chris Jones.
I say, oh, he's definitely gone now.
I think the way now that they have it structured, they're going to be able to figure out a way to fit him in now.
I'll be surprised. With that.
We'll see. All right, what else for NFL? But thank you for Annie for segueing into that contract talk, because that's my big thing is like, is this going to now make room for Dak, Watson, Kyle Allen, Lamar Jackson? All of them are going to be next. So that's the interesting thing to me too, is like, how is it going to make room for them, or what's going to happen with them? So
Des Bryant put out a post on the contract between Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, and he basically gave credit to the organization and their loyalty to their quarterback. I kind of feel low-key Des Bryant was throwing stones.
Yeah.
But I mean, good for Patrick Mahomes. One thing that really shocked me is when they did like the breakdown of the contract, like $503 million, and then they broke it down from like how much per year. It was like $50.3 million. How much per day was like $153,000 per day. I'm like, ouch. Oh my gosh, Lord Jesus!
Don't tell me that.
Yeah, $153,000 a day, and then it went down all the way to like per second. So it was like $1.60 per second that he's earning over the 10-year span. Can you imagine that?
Just too much. About to slide into Patrick's DMs real quick. My dude.
Take one for the team, strictly.
Is he married to his? Are they married?
No. I don't think he's married. No, they're not married.
No,
boy, she like, boy, you better get married.
Don't get me started.
And you say it. Say it.
I think she's so like. Look, I don't like. I'm all girl power. I don't like hating on women, but the girl annoys me to no end. Like, there's his brother that does the TikToks, and apparently there's that whole thing where they went to Gillette and she was like live tweeting about how people were so mean to her. I was like, girl, you're walking into Gillette Stadium wearing head to toe Kansas City Chiefs. Right. What did you expect was gonna happen here?
Seriously.
I guess they were like shouting and fans around were saying like, no, they were like yelling and like taunting people. Like, it's not.
She wasn't innocent. Yeah.
Exactly. And her Instagram stories like screaming into the camera. I'm like, hey, honestly, if my man was Patrick Mahomes and he was popping off like that, like, I'd probably be going crazy too. Yeah. I can't say that I would be doing it with my phone in my face on my Instagram story, but do you think?
I'm gonna sit back real cute and say whatever you say, boo. $503 million, whatever you say. I'm gonna stay real quiet.
So
There was something on Twitter where someone said, like, oh, Patrick Mahomes' girlfriend said, oh, babe, like, we signed, look how the money we signed. And then it was the clip of Fresh Prince with Uncle Phil going, we?
You wasn't shooting shots with me in the gym?
So do we see a wedding next year or no? What will we see?
With a heavy prenup, if he's smart.
I think that he'll go forward. He seems like yeah.
They've known each other forever too.
I was like, they've been together for a while, yeah.
So,
and I mean, I would hate to. I mean, how could you trust anybody else you meet after that? Like, seriously. It's not like they haven't heard of you. It's not like they don't know what's going down. So it'd be tough.
Watch Olivia Culpo. Like her eyes go. She's got Christian McCaffrey now, and she sees this money. She's like, "What's good, man?"
You never know.
I respect the hustle. She went from Danny Amendola to Christian McCaffrey. Girl.
Hey, as long as she's just upgrading, that's all, you know.
She did she upgraded.
Just keep.
She needs to write a book.
You always have to move forward in life, never backwards. So
exactly.
We need a manual.
Exactly. Yo, did you guys see AB working out with Russell Wilson?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That might be a little sign. They might have sent him on a little espionage mission, like, go check out your boy, you know.
Yeah. We need to jump in his DMs again.
I did see Pete Carroll.
He answered you, Myra. Wait, what'd you say, Strizzy? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I know I was laughing because he did answer Myra last time. You might as well make that happen. You might as well hit your boy up.
Inside scoop. Ask him to come announce it.
See what's really going on. But I was saying though, like Pete Carroll would be the type of person who could probably really get to AB because he's such a player's coach. You know what I mean? So I think if anybody could like deal with AB, like it would definitely be him. But we'll see, man. We'll see.
What I do like about AB though is that AB has been also working out with Deion Sanders, and I kind of feel like Deion Sanders is like Run DMC now, like
like Rev Run, you mean?
Rev Run, excuse me. Rev Run from Run DMC. I'm sorry, I'm over here. So I kind of feel like Uncle Deion is like putting some game in his head, like leave the craziness alone, say you love Jesus, and let's get you a job. So
say you love Jesus.
I think he is trying to be like an ambassador and kind of halfway vouch for him.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But Marcus, because he spent like some time down at Deion Sanders' ranch in Texas, and I'm kind of hoping that Deion's name on his resume gives him some points.
We're off a little bit, yeah.
What are you gonna say, Marcus? Man, go ahead.
I was just saying what you were saying. I think the Seahawks or the Ravens are two teams. I think gonna pick them up. Either of those two teams, and I don't think Pete Carroll or anybody gonna. I think that when he first get there, because he gonna get suspended for some games. So when he first get there, he's gonna be a Christian and all that stuff. But when
he get right with Jesus,
yeah. But as soon as it get to the point when he don't like what he likes, he gonna be himself. So I don't care who coach it is, he's gonna be himself. So when you pick him up, you gotta see who you know who you're getting. So at the end of the day, I think he's gonna be himself. Even though he's a great talent. So you getting talent, but the locker room thing, I don't think it would ever change. Because why would it change now? So for sure. I think he's gonna still be that same dude. Because like I said, he's still great though.
It's funny to kind of piggyback off that. Like both of those teams, I think you're right. I think one of those two teams does pick him up, but both of those teams are run first teams. So if he's not getting the ball as much as AB tends to like, you're right. It could kind of start sparking that attitude and that locker room separation that he tends to bring to squad. So
TO mentality.
I'm always interested.
I just want to give credit to his baby mama. She puts up with a lot. That girl got strength of steel.
And
he's with somebody? I thought he was single.
I don't think he's with her no more.
I don't think he's with her, but they still have all kinds of antics and drama off the field. So
she's getting taken care of. Don't let that fool you.
She's gonna be just fine.
Yeah, she's fine. He still got some money, so he'll be all right. Even though he lost a lot, but he's gonna be fine. She's fine.
Right. Annie, do you think AB gets back in the league? What do you think on that?
I want to say yes because I'm a believer in hey, like everyone, you can redeem yourself, you can come back and
Flash Gordon,
repair a reputation. I hope he can, because I think he is. I'd loved watching him play in Pittsburgh. I thought despite all that happened there, and also props to the Steelers for putting up with what they were able to keep so much of that contained
in house.
We have no idea.
The Raiders, and it just
until he went live.
Exactly. Exactly. I hope he does, and I think someone. I mean, maybe not by the very beginning of the season, but hey. Somebody gets hurt, a spot opens up, they need somebody that can play ball. Why not? Why not take a chance on him?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But not being funny though, did I read something like last week that Gordon trying to get back in the NFL?
Now they're not doing drug tests anymore? Because they're not drug testing anymore.
So they're not doing it. So they're not doing it at all no more, or the certain teams not doing it?
Well, I think that they're testing, but they test for like performance enhancing drugs, but that's no longer on like the violation list. Yeah.
I'm saying the whole NFL though, or certain teams.
No, it's NFL
policy. The whole NFL.
Okay, so that's why he's gonna come back. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Goodell been trying to change his ways lately. You know,
he been hanging with Jay-Z and Beyonce. He know what's up.
He does know what's up. He knows what butters his bread, if you will. So he's trying to, try to make it right.
He was absolutely. I thought he was absolutely cringe during that draft, though. When everyone, he was trying to make fun and have everyone boo him. I'm like,
yeah,
we booed him. We booed the commission.
We submitted when we had to. Yeah,
but at least he knows. After this year, does he get booed for next draft though? I don't know if he gonna get booed. He still
get booed. He'll still get booed.
Why not?
Nah, I don't know.
I think it's just the
it's the thing to do.
Yeah, you just
whoever
you gotta do it.
Yeah.
They get that. They need that.
They might boo him with a smile now. You know what I'm saying?
Because what I'm saying is he's doing a great thing bringing football back. I still think football is going to be the first sport going to go full season, like a full. Because baseball, basketball is coming back, but not like a whole thing. I think football going to be the first sport is going to come back all together. So I really don't think he's going to get that. If it goes well, I think people don't thank him for doing that, because it could have went somewhere else. So.
Right.
Unless he does come on, boo me like that, then yeah. But I don't think it's gonna be like it was before.
He's got a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
No, but I agree with you, Marcus, as far as I need football. I need this to happen. This can't not happen. So they got to figure it out. So I'll be happy.
So much happens with football for me and A-Dub. That's not just watching games. I mean, we got Vegas. You know what I'm saying? We got so much more football than just watching these games. But yeah, man, football is, I don't know, man. I look so forward to football Sunday. It's crazy. And Monday and Thursday. It's not just Sundays.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Not worried about football.
They did reduce the preseason, but we don't really care.
Care about that. Should have been did that.
They might. I don't know. They could have a little scrimmage or whatever.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Just throw some pads on real quick. I'm fine if the first week or two is sloppy. It always is anyway. So
seriously.
All right. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I do hope college football comes back too, because I like having that full weekend.
Yeah, I need that.
Yeah. So
and college football on the West Coast, you know this from when you were younger. College football on the West Coast is so much better. I always tell people, because the games start at 9 a.m. and we can watch games all day long. It's so beautiful.
Sports in general, I think, is better on the West Coast. You can wake up at 9, 10 a.m. There's going to be a game on, and then you're not staying up till hours of the night watching.
Right.
If you want to watch a basketball game and your team's on the if you're East Coast, you want to watch an East Coast team on the West Coast, you got to stay up till 10 o'clock to even watch the start of the game, and you got work the next day. So I completely agree that the timing of the West Coast games is way better.
It works.
100% agree with that.
And I still say, when the football comes, there are going to be fans in the stands. You cannot have football with no fans in the stands.
Especially college football, too.
I'm telling you, by then, they're going to figure out something. I think they got it figured out right now. They're just kind of waiting.
They're working in the behind the scenes.
Yeah, you cannot have football, like you said, college anyway, with no fans. There's no way you can get let's go. You go out there, there's crickets out there. No.
Unless you're the Georgia Bulldogs, because we saw that stadium and that sound system. It's probably the only place you could do it.
It says dumb.
No, it has a good atmosphere, but you still need the fans. You need that 92,000.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think they could do it. I hope that they like just. I could see it where they block out big sections of things, and then they just like have smaller sections, of the seating available. But
didn't they say they were going to do like a waiver too, or like they were toying around with that idea where they have like social distancing, but you come in and you have to say, hey, like I'm willingly putting myself at risk.
I can see that.
Yeah. Which, well, I'll be real. If I've been social distancing, if I'm not sick, I'm going in and I'm signing that thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Seriously.
And in a way, buying a ticket to any sporting event is almost like signing a waiver. Like, there's so much on there that they're like, we can't accept liability for all this. So,
if you flip them tickets over, there's terms and conditions like hell, and it says like in print, like the minute you buy this ticket, you agree to our terms and conditions. So, at that point, you agreed.
I could see it. I mean, it would be cool. NASCAR's messing around with it now, so we'll see. Hopefully, they get a lot more events where they bring more and more fans in before September or whenever.
Right.
So
I could actually see UFC doing it as well. So I know NASCAR's starting to mess with it now, but I can see UFC doing it too.
On the island, or just when they come back to Vegas, or what?
Probably just in general and soon. just in general. I think they might be one of the first ones to toy with it as well.
They did say, though, which was pretty cool. They did say, I think the NFL said that they're working on a policy where basically you can have fans regardless of like, how am I trying to say this? Like, it depends on your city's regulations. So like in California, if they're strict with it, they might not be able to have fans like the Rams and the Chargers, whatever. But if like Texas is cool with it, then the Cowboys could have fans. They basically said they're not going to do one of these things where they're going to have to make it fair across all boards. Like, it's just going to depend on where you're at. So you could see where some places have a bigger home field advantage because they have fans versus others.
Yeah.
Hey, yo,
Speaking of, go ahead.
Sorry. Texas put out like some regulations right now because we're like you all, go big or go home. So we're kind of putting restrictions out. And so it was like you could have family gatherings of up to 10 people, but you can have a protest of up to 100. So, Texas people are funny. They're like, yo, bring meat. I'm going to have a protest in my backyard. We can have up to 100 people.
You know what I'm saying? It's a protest, but we just so happen to have ribs and liquor.
That's crazy.
Man, speaking of UFC, though, man, like, I don't know if you guys watch as much as I do, but who you got, Usman or Masvidal?
The way he need that guy in his face, I can't go against that guy because I think he's going to try again.
He's a beast, man. Like, a lot of people, like, I don't know, I'm getting a lot of back and forth between the two, but like, Usman is usually just so much bigger than everybody he fights. He goes in with like that kind of like Tyson kind of thing. It's like he's just like, I'm gonna take the punch and hopefully I knock you out. You can't do that with Masvidal, dude. He's a monster, dude. He will knock you out, like, for real.
He has no fear, though. A guy with no fear like that goes in.
You can't trust people like that.
For sure.
He don't care.
Yeah,
he don't care.
So when people like that,
yeah.
No value on life.
I think none. I think it's gonna be a good fight, though. I can't wait to watch that one, man. It's gonna be dope.
Still can't believe UFC is still going on in 2020. I just knew like the 5 years it's gonna be counts because somebody's gonna die in the ring. But it's like still
you always thought it was
strong.
Serious.
Yeah.
Man, like it took away boxing pretty much. Like we got hyped off of middleweight, like Mayweather. We like, a Mayweather fight, like no more heavyweights. Like they took over. Like I'm like, dang, like it's really like
heavyweight boxing is coming back though.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm saying UFC is still strong, though. So I'm saying it's going down. It's getting stronger. So that's all. People don't really care about boxing no more. Like people don't care about that.
Yeah,
it's like baseball.
People don't care about boxing? What?
I was gonna say, Annie, would you say boxing or UFC if you had to pick one?
Boxing, for sure.
See, me too. Because like it's the sweet science.
I would too, but I'm saying what's the numbers though? Like it's UFC is killing it right now. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? So just
True.
With Mayweather going down too, like you got a couple of great fighters doing, but at the end of the day, I just think UFC is really winning right now. Even though I hate it.
I just think like within the human being, like we like brutality and the fact that it's an organized sport and we can watch people beat the shit out of each other.
You're like saying like it's some of that animal instinct coming out. You're saying like
like you cannot deny that knee to the face. Like
that's
you
too
cannot
much for me though.
No.
I don't know.
The way he crumbled up, like he was like frozen. I'm like,
I don't know.
But you can't stop watching though. Like, damn.
I mean, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I haven't watched one UFC fight. I still won't pay for it. I still won't watch it. I watch the highlights, but I'm not. I love boxing that much where I want to cheat on them. So it's just my thing. You know?
We ain't saying nothing about
I be sneaking sometimes over to see some peep at UFC. I be sneaking sometimes, but boxing's my true love.
No, me too. Like that's the thing too. So like, I mean, I love both, but like boxing is. I've loved boxing forever. Like I'll always go boxing over UFC for sure.
By the way, I was gonna say next Tuesday, Michaela Mayer's fighting on ESPN. I think she's a beast. She's a good boxer. She was an Olympic boxer and everything. She was supposed to fight like a month ago, but she tested positive for coronavirus. So I think it's next Tuesday on ESPN. She's pretty dope. She's on the come up. So check that out.
She's a boxer or UFC?
Boxer.
Was she the one that Layla Ali said something about her? Like she's not that good or whatever.
I'm not sure about that.
It's one lady who's boxing. She's undefeated. Like she hasn't lost. She's a black. She was in Olympics too. And I think Layla Ali said if I was still a boxer, she wouldn't beat me. Something like that. Like she's okay. And she's like, I disrespect you. Come out of retirement. You want to like that? It was one of them things.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't see all that. I don't think this is the same person. No.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Man, speaking of COVID, y'all want to segue to NBA?
Yeah. More players in, more players out. Let's do NBA talk real quick. Beal and Oladipo are out, but the Lakers silently, LeBron sent over his people like, Dwight, don't quit playing. Quit playing. You getting on the plane. So
that's big though. People don't realize how big that was. If he wouldn't have played, like that would have been like, I don't know. Right. But him coming back,
Did they get Dion Waiters too?
Yeah. They got him and J.R. Smith.
They don't need Dion. Dion ain't gonna play now because they got JR. So Dion he's not even a factor no more. Like, bye. Like JR is there.
Well, I don't know because they picked Dion Waiters before they signed.
Before everything,
they could have signed him.
Yeah, because JR trying to play like that. But look, like you really think they don't put Dion Waiters over JR?
I don't know what they're gonna do. I think they got plenty of options. I think KCP is gonna play a lot. That's my boy right there. But
JR Smith is gonna be that guy. It's gonna take when he hit one. That's all he gonna need. After that one go down, it's over with.
You don't want Dion Waiters to play. Just pull out some edibles and it's over for him.
So Russ.
Oh, MMA is awesome in the sense that you have people from all different backgrounds wrestling. I do like that fact. Yes, fighting just like
come back.
That's true. And now that they got the island too, if they flew them in like that, it would be like Mortal Kombat for real.
Seriously.
I had one question. Did you guys see the pictures with the courts in the hotel lot? Like the hotel, is that real, or is this like they gonna really play like that? Like the courts, they close to each other like that? Have you seen that?
I didn't see this. No, I didn't see it.
Oh, I'm gonna send it to you. It's like each hotel had their own courts. Like the Pistons and I think the Magic are together, and they got the Heat and somebody get together. But the courts is like close together though. Like they have a home and a away court. Like the emblem is different. But they showed it.
Yeah, they have the courts put together. So there's like 3 in the lobby or whatever the place is. But yeah, they have them close together. I don't think they're going to play all the games like right next to each other. I think that's just for like runs during practice.
Yeah. That's practice. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was wondering because like it's like legit courts. Like it has a logo on. So I was wondering like.
Well, did you think they were going to play though in the ballroom, dog? Of course,
that's where the courts are at. No, the courts are in the ballroom.
Like a volleyball tournament when they have all like the courts.
No, I lined up with tape.
No, they say Disney World like the they had their own like arena or something. I thought they gonna play like in the gym or something, not a ballroom.
Got you.
My nephew played there last year, so I seen the courts and everything. But the picture is like in a ballroom with actual courts.
Yeah,
so I'm saying like how you like what if you shoot too high and it's like hit one of those chandeliers or something like that. I'm like, it's just I don't know. This is a big room. I don't know. It just looked weird. I didn't know it was real or fake or not. That's all I was asking.
I can't imagine they're all going to play at the same time. Like I feel like probably to keep like because they're all maybe like one team at a time, and they're all like on their separate court to keep germs like together. That's
no, because what I'm saying is that ballroom it only has like the certain teams, like I think it's the Heat, the Sixers.
Here, we'll pull it up real quick.
It was only like 4 teams each one. I was wondering it's gonna play like there are 4 teams. that's on time. It's not everybody, I don't think.
It looks pretty tight, actually.
It does. But I was trying to see if it was real, though. Like, is that real? Or that's somebody photoshopped that?
Let me see. Let me find it.
Nowadays, anything's
Here we go.
possible.
True.
Okay, I'm trying to pull up the big picture, but you guys know I'm terrible at this. So hold up 1 second.
You got this, A-Dub.
Have faith and patience, please.
I'll back you up if you don't go through.
I had to give you a little cheerleading moment.
We know what happened the other day. Okay, here we go. I appreciate you, Myra. I really do.
No doubt for him.
Yeah, my computer can barely handle this. Let's see. Are y'all seeing this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
shit.
Okay.
Yeah, you see,
That looks pretty dope, though.
It
That is
does.
really cool.
But see, that's a different picture too. The other picture on Instagram was a little. It was like it wasn't showing that much of the court, but that does look good though.
Yeah, this looks pretty cool.
So it's legit then, I guess, huh?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
And I think TNT they on tonight too. That talking about the game, like what's going on. So I think they come on tonight. I don't know
Well,
what time.
teams are reporting to
Oh,
the
really?
vote today. There is
But
already
TNT going live tonight though. With the Dwayne Wade was going live tonight, but I don't know what they're gonna be talking about.
right because teams are reporting to the bubble today, and other teams get
Oh.
to the bubble tomorrow. So this is the time that they're all arriving.
They're gonna be at the airport, like, "What's up, guys? 6 feet deep."
Well,
Like, what are they gonna
They
talk
don't-
about?
they don't fly through airports like we do. Like,
Well, I'm just saying, like, so. I mean,
Okay,
I guess
they
they're just
fly
gonna be
private.
there to watch everybody show up, or what? Like, because you said they're going live, right? What are they gonna be doing? Just talking, or what?
Probably talking about the return
Just
to play,
talking.
I would assume.
Because
Okay.
all the reporters they reported to the bubble last week, so they might just testing everything out, probably. And
I
just
guess.
talking about different
I'm just
things.
saying, like, we're not gonna see anybody cool. I mean,
Oh, no,
Dwayne
no,
Wade,
no.
that's Drizzy, that's your boy, so I guess.
speaking of that,
Just give
You
all the
guys-
players walkie-talkies. They'll be straight.
did you guys see the rankings of like the return of basketball in the bubble? They have Milwaukee Bucks ranked as number 1.
They got the best record. They should be.
That doesn't surprise. Yeah.
Yeah, they got the best record in the NBA. That's not a problem. They're not gonna win it, but you got the best record. You got to give it to them.
And maybe because of Avery
Even though
Bradley, you think that they're putting him, they're taking the Lakers down because of Avery Bradley, or what? Because I think the Lakers are number 1. Come on.
Everybody knows the Lakers gonna win the whole thing.
Right.
Like, that's not even a question. I'm
They
not worried
have-
about that.
I think it's Milwaukee 1, Clippers 2, Lakers 3.
Yeah, that's good. Don't put the
Mhm.
Lakers number 1. Watch they win. Like who? Think about it. Who's gonna beat the Lakers?
Clippers.
If Paul
Clipper
George,
fan, by the
if
way.
Paul George was that guy, if he was really that guy, I would give him a shot. But Kawhi gonna be doing it by himself, and he gonna be all tired, and he ain't gonna be able to finish. So it's Lakers gonna be, and they got J.R. Smith back. The Hennessy coming back to the locker room.
Yeah,
It's
Hennessy is possible.
over with.
I just hope
He looks
time
good
is-
too, though. Like,
He
all
does.
jokes aside, J.R. Smith looks really good right now.
But the thing is, think about it. He don't have to do nothing but shoot. Like all he gotta do is come in and shoot. And
Right,
he's gonna
but
do
I'll-
that well. He's gonna do
Yeah.
it well.
I just
You got the white.
But here's the thing, though. Let's not forget, like, J.R. Smith got hella. He can move the ball on his own. Like, he don't need LeBron to pass him the ball.
Look.
Like, he's a great shot creator for himself.
I love what you guys are saying, but J.R. Smith sat on the sideline all year, and nobody signed him all year. So he's not like he's gonna just come in and make a big difference all of a
Yes,
sudden.
it
He's barely gonna
is.
play.
The reason why, because it's not regular NBA. A-Dub, this is gonna be like street ball playing. He's
I
gonna
guess.
fit right in. Not
Listen.
real basketball, really, right here. This is gonna be semi street ball, and he's
I
gonna fit
love-
right
He's a
in.
goofball. That's why.
I love
Yeah,
J.R.
right.
Smith. Fun fact, guys, J.R. Smith and I were womb mates. We're born the exact same day, September
Oh.
9th.
Roommates. Is
I
that
was-
what-
I've never heard of that.
I never heard that term.
That's cool.
So that's my homie. I'm rooting for JR. He's
Okay,
a Virgo,
all right.
September 9th. Go get it, JR.
That's
And-
what's up.
Ooh, you're
I'm
good,
gonna
though,
invite
girl.
you-
I love it.
And then we're gonna invite you back when JR. He gonna have the most points in the game. We're gonna have you back and say, "Remember, we were talking about JR was gonna kill." You're gonna be like, "Yeah, we're right." A-Dub.
I'll be
I'm
ready
still-
for that day.
My fingers are crossed that my man Alex Caruso finally
Oh, that's-
averages more than 20 minutes a game.
Oh, he's
He's
definitely
go.
gonna do that.
He's gonna come in and step up. And he's ready.
A-Dub got
to
me
come
on
in and
him
step up.
because I was like, "Crusoe, who's the Crusoe kid? Who's this?"
I
Kept
kept
on
telling
talking
him.
about him.
I kept
But
telling him for a while.
Hey, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. Like this guy is. I love his confidence because he playing on the Lakers. Like no.
Marcus, show us the face again. Show us the face again. Who's the Caruso kid?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Exactly. He hit with the Westbrook.
Okay, so Alex Caruso is definitely a phenom, but are you guys ready for the next phenom, LaMelo Ball? What do you guys think about LaMelo Ball? Is he going to go number one?
Nope.
You don't think so?
He and LeVar are going to go to New York, and LeVar is going to thrive in the Big Apple. He's going to go on first take every day. I'm already seeing it now.
Come on, Marcus.
He's not invited back.
That's right, because of what
he switched gears on him too many times. Yeah, he switched gears on
Molly. That's right.
Yeah, I'll give him pick 3. I give him pick number 3. Yeah.
I actually think he is going number 1. His talent is so much better than his brother's. I really have a problem with his father, and I think his father needs to take a back seat. If I was his agent, I would have a gag order on his father immediately.
No, you can't gag order. He's the reason why Lonzo went number 2 because of the talking.
That's why Lonzo's ass is in New Orleans.
But he's a great basketball player, though.
But he's thriving in New Orleans, though.
He's a great basketball, and I'm gonna tell people, quit saying LaMelo Ball is better than his brother. Lorenzo is gonna be the best. Lonzo. Lonzo. He's gonna be the best. LaMelo gonna come in there. Yeah, y'all put the hype on him. He's okay. He's not gonna be that good. He's gonna be okay.
Episode 45. Slackers, write it down. Write it down.
So right now you really think he's better than Zoe right now?
Yes.
Okay.
He's been playing against grown-ass men now for 2 years. Like he's
okay. You said grown men overseas though. It's the NBA gonna be a whole different team.
I feel you, but
like those guys out there, they're cool. They grown men, but don't mean they're good. Like it's a reason why he coming to the NBA. He's gonna be a big difference. Like his shot gonna have to change.
That's what people said about Trae Young. That's what people said about Trae Young.
No,
and he's shooting from the logo.
No, he's a great shooter. I wouldn't say LaMelo's a great shooter. He's cool, but I'm gonna tell you this though. I'm gonna tell you though, Zoe, he's not better than Zoe. We gotta stop it. We can't watch ESPN the highlights. We gotta watch the whole game. Zoe is a great point guard. He's a great player. Like he's really good. Put him on a great team. Put him on a Lakers team right now, or he'll flourish even more. But he was on a whack Lakers team when he was playing.
And he didn't do too bad.
Just wait. Y'all just wait like 2 years. Zion and Ingram and Ball, just wait. Are you gonna say who's the better ball player? I'm telling you.
Who's the better ball player, literally?
Hey,
no pun intended.
I ain't got my dad joke.
Y'all real punny today. But yeah, funny thing is, I actually agree with you, Marcus. I think Zoe's actually gonna be the better ball player. My thing with LaMelo is no one in his entire career of basketball has actually played any real defense on him at all, like ever. Like you watch all of his games and it's easy. Like, nobody wants to be the person who hurts LaMelo Ball. You know what I mean? And I think when he does come in, the same treatment that Zoe got, Melo's going to get it even worse. Because people were coming at Zoe hard because of his dad's mouth. Like, they did not want to see Zoe flourish at all. And Zoe basically had to be like, all right, Dad, like, I need you to step away, leave me alone, get out of my corner for whatever reason. And once he stopped with Zoe was able to flourish. Zoe's a walking triple-double on any given night. Yes. He is that good. He's very good.
Shot has gotten better, too.
It has gotten better. He's changed it. He's worked with shooting coaches. He's a great rebounder. He's a great passer. And he's a great shot creator and very, very, very good on defense. He's a very good defensive point guard, which is something that I can't say for LaMelo. I think he'll have some crazy scoring nights. I think he'll get hot on a couple of nights if you really get scoring. But I think he's gonna take some time to get adjusted to the league. I think it'll take a lot longer to get adjusted to the league than what Zoe actually did. But we'll see. I think he can come in and actually be a good basketball player. It's just
Yeah, he's gonna be good, but
Just gonna take some time.
he's gonna be better. It's not gonna be that big of a deal, though.
Yeah, I don't look at it more so as like better than I'm not trying to compare the two of them like Lonzo and LaMelo. I just think that he does have a chance to go number one just because this is kind of a weaker draft, and I am interested to see how he plays when he gets there. So,
who has did we do a mock draft already?
They didn't do the lottery yet, but like the Warriors, the Minnesota.
We have not done a mock NBA draft, which we should do. We should put it on our
we'll do it.
SLAC simulator.
We'll do it. We'll put it on the simulator once
without the draft, without the lottery, though. We can't really do it.
No, we'll wait for the lottery. We'll do it right.
Because even though it's a lottery, they still cheat with that. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Even though it's
come on, the Pelicans last year getting the number one pick.
Yeah, they was cheating. So they gonna always they gonna whoever wants the number one pick, whoever pays the most money gonna get it. So just or
it just depends on how they want to do it. Yeah, but I think those ping pong balls are rigged for sure.
Y'all remember the Pelicans boardroom when they saw they got number one again?
They were like, what? They were like, dang, NBA tripping. They gave us Zion.
he don't want to go. He don't want to go to the Warriors though, because he go to the Warriors, you don't really see how bad he is. Because that's a two great shooter.
That happened.
He's never gonna get the ball.
I honestly
don't want to go there though.
I want to see Anthony Edwards in Golden State. I think he'd be really good at Golden State, man.
Yeah,
he's a big body. He knows how to play.
Where you going, Strizzy?
You're sure?
Oh, he just wanted to show his shirt. Okay.
Hey, Ron.
You could have just said, "Yo, check the shirt, dog." You didn't have to adjust some stuff.
If you guys are watching and you don't know what that is, how you living? Like that has to be the best.
Oh, so I actually got a new video of that one going to drop soon. So I actually did
This is really product placement, dog. It's a new logo for you. You should have just said, "Check out the shirt, dog."
Coming to a theater near you.
He's like, "Oh, by the way, I got some."
Hit like, follow, share, subscribe.
Got some new heat on that ass.
I would never call a guy Aaron ever again. His name won't be AA Ron.
Hey, that's my middle name.
Hey, I did that to somebody on the job though. Remember, Strizzy?
Oh yeah,
no, that's your name.
Aaron. Yeah,
it's Aaron.
We already had an Aaron.
Hey, yeah,
Aaron's in the D nicest. Like never call Denise ever again.
Balaki, oh my god.
Yeah. Jaqueline.
Yeah. Exactly.
Man. Hey, one question before you move on. I just want to get you guys' thoughts. How come their skit thing didn't go big like the Chappelle and like the Living Color? Because they did some. Like it is some work in those skits, but they never got to that point where people were like, "Oh, is it just because it's time now? I guess, or it wasn't that good? You don't think? I thought it was.
I think it was great. I loved it. Yeah, I still watch.
I'm just surprised why it didn't go like because those guys, those skits, like all those skits was like a lot of time and it took it was great, but it just never got to that. Like they never got to that point where everybody was like, "Oh, they are dope." It just.
Right.
Well, I'll give you my theory is really because of how things have changed in like the social media world we live in. Everything it recycles way faster and everything's watered down because we have so many options, a million options.
Gotcha.
When Chappelle's show came out, it was like, oh, Chappelle's on Comedy Central. Like it was like you got to watch this because there wasn't that much stuff to watch. Like everybody watched that.
Either. It wasn't on social media then either.
I mean, it was, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't booming like this,
right? Like Instagram. But
so it's like there's only so many options, and that is just gonna dominate. Like, yeah, I've seen that, but with stuff now, it's really like word of mouth is coming back around because it's like I'll find some of the funny stuff I would have never heard of, but somebody will tell me like, oh, check this out. And it's like hilarious, but not a lot of people might know about it.
Yeah.
So
I will say
crazy times.
Key and Peele were the only real reasons why I actually enjoyed Toy Story 4.
They were the best part.
They were the best whole movie. Hands down, they killed me.
Hey, they were great.
Yeah.
The movie
Best
was good.
Easily.
I still have blocked out the last 5 minutes of that movie. I will not acknowledge the last 5 minutes of that movie. That hurt that broke my grown man heart.
You think they're gonna fix that though?
How can they?
They can. It's Toy Story.
They'll never be the same.
Animated.
Dog. Oh my gosh.
They're gonna fix that some kind of way. I watched. I'm like, there's no way they're gonna do it like this.
That's what I said too, Mark. I was
I ain't about to cry. Like, you
No,
fix
dog. I was like, Pixar. I was like, you done it now. You broke my heart, man.
Marcus had one tear jumping down.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on, man.
I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it too much right now, dog. I'm not even.
I'm sorry. Change subject.
Man,
that's a great segue on to the next topic.
This or that?
No. Will hockey? Let's do hockey real quick. I just wanted to ask Annie because we don't get too deep into hockey, but I want to ask you: do you think hockey's really going to happen? Why haven't they set a date yet?
Hell yeah, it's going to happen.
Okay. Yeah. And training camp started like this week or next week or something?
Training camp starts. So the teams report next week. That's when they officially start. They can now start coming to the practice facility and doing like individual and small groups, sort of like how the NBA was doing, how the small workouts kind of thing. They came down and they kind of hashed out phase 3 and 4 and how that's going to work, which also included some CBA negotiations, but that's whole other topic. But they did settle on 2 hub cities, so it's going to be Toronto and Edmonton. The Eastern Conference is going to be in Toronto and the West is going to be in Edmonton, which honestly I didn't think was going to happen. I think if they had a list of 10 cities, 8 of which were in the United States, and I thought because Canada had a 14-day quarantine order when you go across the border. Right. So I was like, well, that doesn't work. Like, you can't do that. So I was like, the Canadian cities won't work. But of course, the U.S. numbers have skyrocketed, and Canada will probably do anything to make it so they're host cities. So
and it's hockey, yeah.
That's where they say the cup final will probably be, as the whole play-in round kind of dwindles. The conference finals and the cup final are going to be in Edmonton. So,
and you heard like they said the heat the corona can't live in the heat and it can't live on the ice either. You heard about that?
So what the hell's going on in Texas, Arizona, and Florida?
Yeah, literally.
I was just joking, man. It was just
it had to be said, right?
No, but
Rona's thriving in this heat. I was like 112. Shit. Rona can never no sun,
right? Oh man. But no, I'm glad they took it up there because just to have it there is dope. But I figured it'd be way harder to move more people across the border up there than to,
right.
But no, where's Edmonton at? Where is that located? I don't know.
Alberta, so western side of Canada.
It's like
north.
Oh, okay.
But it's pretty tight. Like, it's pretty tight that it's actually going to be like on Canadian soil since it's such a more big deal to Canadians.
They haven't won a Stanley Cup since '93. Might as well have something to celebrate.
Yeah, host them. Yeah.
So it's straight playoffs. They're gonna play a couple of games first. How is it gonna work?
So they are gonna do. So normally it's 8 teams from the East, 8 teams from the West. This time they're doing 12 and 12, so it's gonna be 24 total. And they've got the top 4 teams in each conference. They're safe for the first round. Quote. They get a bye week, and the remaining 8 teams are all doing a play-in, a best of 5 play-in. Yeah. So from there, those teams advance, and there's going to be seeding. But the guys that had a bye week, the top 4, they're going to do like a round-robin tournament to determine what seeds 1, 2, 3, and 4.
And they can get some hockey out of the way that way too, right?
True. Well, that's kind of the debate in the hockey community right now is that, the NFL, you get a bye week in the playoffs. But this is the first time where guys are getting a bye week. And is that really an advantage? Is it an advantage to get, that a little bit of time off and then you play, quick 3 games and then you're thrust into a best of 5 series? Right. For me, I think it's a disadvantage just because this environment is going to be so different. And if you've ever, a playoff game in any sport, the atmosphere is just notched up like especially 10 times. Hockey. And the players feed off of that so much. So I definitely think it's going to be an adjustment not having fans and just with all the health regulations. So you get guys that have played a best of 5 series against one team as opposed to guys that have played, a game against 3 teams, just one single game. So we'll see how it goes. It'll be interesting for sure. I do think the NHL, they kind of made it confusing just with this extended and then also the draft, which is a whole mess of how they organized that. I had to write it out to kind of make myself understand it. But I feel like of the 4 major professional sports, hockey's at 4 easily. Yeah. I don't think anyone's going to argue that it's 2 or 3. I mean, you've got football. I would put basketball, baseball, and then hockey. And they could have made it a lot easier for, I feel like you're going to get a lot of new fans just that people have been without sports for so long. Right. So if something's on TV and they can watch it, I feel like you're going to get a new set of eyes, and just making it a little complicated, I think, turns people away to it where they're like, well, I don't know what's going on or how this is all going to work, but we'll see how it goes. I'm excited. And I think we talked about before we went live, but, it's going to be intense with 2 playoffs going on and a 60-game MLB season all going on. And, football is actually not far. Now if we think about it, it's July. Like, football is not far away.
It's really not that far,
sports fans are going to be busy for a little bit.
Do you guys think all the sports are going to finish the season? I don't think basketball will, because too many guys getting COVID. But
the Nets is just set out. The Nets just walk away.
Don't even bring your stuff down here.
I think Kyrie went in there telling me, even you guys play doing this thing, you're done with me. You're dead to me. So all of this fade is going away.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I think the NBA, it is kind of scary though when Adam Silver said, like, well, depending if we have a large number, that we could potentially stop again. Like, I'm like, can you define that for me? Like, what does that mean? Yeah. But one other thing on hockey, though. So I'm an Avalanche fan, and I think they actually have a good chance to win it. But I want to know, what are your thoughts about the Avalanche winning this tournament?
They have a great shot at it. The Avalanche are a team that has such talent and has been able to have a decent amount of cap room. That's basically due to having Nathan McKinnon, who I think is I love watching that kid play hockey. And the amount they're paying him chump change right now. You have a kid that could easily be making upwards of $9-10 million a year. And he's saying, no, I would rather have, I'm good with my contract now, because that means I can get good guys around me. And hey, I get a run at a Stanley Cup. You see that so often in hockey where you have money just taken up in 3-4 guys, and you can't win hockey games with just 3-4 solid guys and then subpar mediocre on the rest. But I like their shots. I really do. Especially, you're playing the Blues, you're playing the Golden Knights, in the first round. I liked it. I really do. I think they're exciting.
Are they one of the 4 or no?
They've won Stanley Cups before.
No, I'm saying, are they one of the top 4 teams? Or
yes, they are. Oh, sorry. They are one of the top 4. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're just always right behind the Blues, it seems like. And if they can kind of like beat them and get some confidence, but they're young, they play fast, and they were injured towards the end when it shut down. So a lot of their guys are coming back healthy. I'm excited. I'm hoping they can make a run. We'll see.
I don't think Andy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I don't think Andy or Adele gonna agree with this, but who's the best? Who got the best player on the team during the playoffs right now? Who has the best player?
Who is the best player, or
who has the best player like during the playoffs? Like, I don't know if the best player is still playing right now. But who's the best player right now in the playoff we're gonna play? You think is it the guy from the Penguins? What's his name again?
Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, is he the best player?
I said it's Alexander Ovechkin, just because he's a little bit crotchety. He's maybe slowed down a little bit, but he still finds ways to get it done. I was rooting for them so hard in that the Stanley Cup a couple years ago, even though it would have been cool to see the Knights win it too. But I don't know. Who else is out there though?
Seeing Ovi win that cup was incredible. That's a guy that, the guy's going to pass Gretzky for the most goals scored.
What? I still don't know though.
He will.
It's still so far, but he'll probably get it done.
Wait. What episode is this?
Episode 45, Annie. I got
this is going to be a classic.
You heard it here. Sweet Annie OD. Alex Ovechkin is going to pass Wayne Gretzky for the most goals.
Hold on. You got to say it one more time on the big screen.
Oh, okay. Alex Ovechkin will top the great one, Wayne Gretzky, for the most goals scored in NHL in his NHL career. Easily. You heard it here.
Give her the clap.
We got to go to the hand claps on that.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm with you, but man, it's so far still.
It is far, and that was the disappointing thing. If the season had finished, he would have easily finished his 9th consecutive 50-goal season, which is unheard of. And just the fact that you're able, you have to think that Wayne Gretzky was scoring that amount of goals during a game that was slower, guys were smaller, and that's a testament to how great of a player he was. But Ovi's doing that with guys that are faster, bigger. Equipment's changed. The game's more physical and faster now. I say it. I was like, we're blessed to be in the presence and be able to watch it. It's like watching, a Tom Brady. It's like watching LeBron James, Kobe Bryant playing. It's a privilege.
Since you're a Laker fan, so you think LeBron going to pass up Kareem for the most points, or you don't think that's going to happen?
I think that happens.
I could see it happening. I go back.
So the Gracie thing gonna be, is it more easier than LeBron winning it?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
I think so.
Because at the rate he's going, he can.
I thought
the rate Obi's going,
top.
yes. That is, if Obi keeps going at this rate, which I think he will. He's not a guy that's, knock on wood, he hasn't had injuries plague him out too much, and he's in his mid-30s now, and he's still able. He's passed a little bit past the quote prime of his career, and he's still able to put up those huge numbers.
And if he does that, does he be the best hockey player too at the same time, or would it still be Gretzky?
No,
I mean, it's debatable. If Gretzky, a lot of people throw Bobby Orr around, who's a defenseman, and he also won the scoring title. So that's a guy that can play defense and also score goals. So when you think best player of all time, you kind of think a guy that's very well rounded and can do basically anything on the ice. As far as him being the best player of all time, I don't think, just because that's just goals. I mean, if he had done points and knock off a bunch of other records, obviously. But if it's just for goals, I wouldn't say him being the best overall.
I just looked it up. LeBron only needs 4,000 points to pass Kareem.
That's a lot of points in basketball.
That's a lot, though. Yeah.
But think about it, though.
4 years at 25 games.
25 a game.
Like
this is his 17th year, though, y'all. That's kind of
right. No, I agree.
But he's such a freak, though. That's why,
he's not the best player. He won't be the best player on the team by then either. So
if he was playing like that, it depends.
You really think in 2 years AD still there? He gonna be better than AD still? No.
But that's what I'm saying, though. 25 times 82 is 2,050.
But LeBron, you think he gonna average 25 in the next 4 years? No.
Over the next two.
Over the next two.
Over the two, not 4, 2.
No.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think.
You break it down like that, yeah.
I hate to say this, but I still feel like, and I don't even want to say it out loud like that, but I still feel like LeBron's the type when he does fall off, he's just gonna fall off a cliff. It ain't gonna be like Vince Carter plays 6 more years type thing. I just think it's like
it's gonna be because
he's never look at how he's been so far. He's never really gotten hurt. One day he's just gonna not be able to get out of bed. Like his body's gonna be like, I'm done.
Like Space Jam, like when they lost their talent.
Right, exactly.
Y'all crazy.
Like, LeBron, touch the ball. Crazy. Touch the ball, bro. He'll be touching like they ain't helping.
LeBron spends millions of dollars on his body alone a year. He gonna be fine.
Honest question: are you guys excited for Space Jam 2?
Yeah.
I don't know, because it's gonna be hard.
Yes.
The first one was still great to this day.
It's still great.
You can't redo
it's
the
hard,
first one.
It's hard to beat what Michael Jordan's in it. Like
right.
Michael Jordan in a movie. Like I don't know, man.
They're gonna surprise us.
If LeBron be a villain, then I can see. But if he's a good guy, we can't have 2 good guys on the team. Like we don't both movies the same way. He has to be a villain.
I think he's going to join the Monstars. I do think he's going to join the Monstars.
I just love the Looney Tunes. I don't care who in it. I just want to watch
I
love
watching the first Space Jam, and you see the early '90s technology.
Yeah. It makes it good. Right. It great.
Right.
But I kind of feel like our generation watched first Space Jam, and now we've watched greatness. Now to see it evolve with who we've been growing up watching, I think that's what's going to make it great. For me, it's kind of like Lion King. We waited how many years to see a remake of Lion King? For me, I'm kind of itching to see the remake of Space Jam.
But that's what I'm saying, though. If they remake it shot for shot the way they did Lion King, they can't do it like that. It's got to be a whole new story.
No, it's going to be a different storyline.
But you're just saying redo it.
I don't want to see none of LeBron kids in this movie. I don't want to see not one of them.
Hey,
if I see any of his kids, I'm walking out of the theater.
They might have to sneak into stealing
because Jordan didn't have his kids in it. It was actors.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
His real kid.
Don't have Bronny up in there. As soon as I see Bronny in there, no.
Yo, did y'all see?
I'm done.
Did y'all see
popcorn thrown up in the air? He just
for real. Like Benny the Bull. I'm just going.
Did y'all see Bronny's clip this week? Like he was on live and somebody's like, "Who's your father?" And he's like, "Steph Curry." That was hilarious.
It's the way he said it so quick though. He was on his feet like that. He's like, "Oh, Steph Curry." Like who don't know who his dad is? That was the dumbest question. Like, come on.
That's weird. All right. So I think that's good for NBA talk though.
134.
Annie, did you say though? Are you excited though? I don't know if you said. Did you answer the question? Are you excited for Space Jam 2?
Oh, am I excited? I'm not a fan of these remakes.
Yeah,
of taking like movies we grew up with and create like That's why look. My favorite trilogy is the Mighty Ducks. I love those movies, and the fact that Disney Plus is doing a supposed like TV like remake. I'm like, no,
I heard about this. Yeah,
no, I did my first episode on it. I was like, stop. Absolutely not.
Listen to the episode. I've seen the posts. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can tell everything I need to know about a person from their favorite Mighty Ducks character and how they rank the movies. Everything. You know how like people are like, I don't care about your sign. Just tell me who you would race and who you race with in Mario Kart, or like that's me. Absolutely. Although I do care about astrological signs, but that's a conversation for another time.
Mario
so
Kart.
I would say no.
It's Yoshi all day, by the way.
No.
Yes.
Bowser. Duh.
Oh.
Y'all know
all day.
I pick the damn princess all the time. I pick princess every time.
Princess Peach?
Yes.
Hey, so who you got, A-Dub, in Mario Kart? Who you play with?
No, I don't know. I actually usually would play with Luigi, but I don't really play Mario Kart that much, honestly. I was not a Nintendo kid. I didn't have that, and then I have no friends.
You didn't play when it was out?
Huh?
You didn't play when it was out either, when it first came out?
No.
Oh, man.
Did you play Super Smash Brothers?
I played Super Smash Brothers a little bit, and I used
Who'd you use? Yeah, that's another one.
Wait, which one are we going with though? The first one? What are we doing?
Super Smash Brothers 2.
Oh, the original?
The original, not Melee.
I played the one on GameCube.
Oh, that's Melee.
That's Melee, yeah. I'm talking the N64 one.
Yeah, 64, baby.
No, I didn't play the N64.
You gotta blow on the cartridge.
Yeah, that big old controller.
I didn't have none of this.
Man, what did you do in your childhood?
But you know what? I used Star Fox when I played Smash Brothers, though. I think I used Star Fox.
Okay,
because you can shoot a gun, right?
Yeah, you can a gun.
Yeah.
Sector Z. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I used.
So, Alex, you don't have a Switch right now?
I
don't have a what?
Pikachu was my dude.
You don't have the Switch?
No, I don't have a Switch. No, I still need to buy one, dog.
Oh my gosh, Mario Kart on Switch is so much fun too.
Dog, you know what I have? I got PS4. I know, dog. You don't let me play any of your stuff, man. You don't let me play any of your stuff. Just like the kids when I was a kid. That's why I never played none of this stuff.
He was like, and you got two of them. I still can't touch it.
I had all them friends that was like, "Oh, can I see that?" And it's collecting dust. They're like, "No, I'm using that."
When you get older, you have money, you can buy those things now, man. Like,
no, I know. I can. You see, I spend plenty of money on Super.
Yeah, I know. But you got.
But the Switch is one
birthday. Your birthday is coming up. You're gonna have to.
We're gonna start a GoFundMe for
my last flight when I went to. Went to Orlando on a flight, it was such a long flight, and the dude in front of me had the Switch, and he was playing. I was jealous for real. Like after that, I was like, okay, I need to buy a Switch before I go on a plane again.
Your kids have one, Amar? Your kids have a Switch?
They both have them.
You have to. Like they're all
like we put the little screen up, and we each got like a controller, and we be playing Mario
Marcus,
Kart.
you saw I was impressed with yours. I was like, oh, this is dope. I was like, this is the whole thing. You remember I was asking you all kinds of questions.
My son, we just created him a YouTube channel with his Switch, so he's got to do it, man. Like.
And if we talking Smash Bros on the Switch, you know what I'm saying? We can exchange gamer tags. I'll come see your boy.
Yeah, we can go through it.
Smash Bros is my game.
But
I love that.
I need to talk to you though. I just can't play online. I gotta say stuff to you and mix you up a little bit.
Talk trash.
Okay. Yeah. It's portable, baby. It's portable. We can be in the same room.
I don't like to play this little like quiet stuff. No.
No.
I gotta say some crazy stuff to you.
That's how you know how competitive you are with your friends. Like you gotta talk trash no matter what. Like no matter what you're talking trash.
I'm talking trash when I'm losing. What you mean?
That's when you talk it.
You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, my hat goes forwards and shit. I mean,
oh man. Okay. So yeah, let's just do a couple more like silly this or that questions. By the way, Annie, I love when you do your this or that. You just hit your guess with the rapid fire kind of questions like that. We usually do a this or that game too. So yeah, if you want to start us off, we'll put you to work again.
Let's do it.
All right, go for it.
I'm going first?
Yeah.
You go first.
Okay. This is my favorite one to ask because I think it says everyone's got a different answer. All right. Either a walk-up song or a walkout song.
Walk
okay.
up.
Okay.
You pick one.
Okay.
Walk out.
No, but that's not the this or that.
Oh, you want okay. Oh, gotcha.
No. I'm saying your question was what the song is, right, Annie?
Yeah,
you're asking us what the song
you pick
is.
a walk-up song, what would it be?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like a walkout, yeah.
Okay, my song would be Return of the Mac.
Good one.
Okay.
Mine will have to be. It's gonna be weird, but mine will have to be Stone Cold. His music.
yeah.
No reason. That's mine. When I hear that glass breaking, just give me
down.
That's a hard one though.
Mine is weird though because I don't know.
The weirder the better.
Well, probably nobody's ever heard of this song, but it's this song by Sauce Walka. It's called "Drip Some Flavor." Then this song is dope.
We gotta look it up. We gotta look it up now.
This song is dope, and it has like
he's from Houston.
Baseball. Yeah, he's from Houston. Sauce, like he's part of the Sauce Twins. It's got like kind of baseball organs in it. So I'll pick that.
What's the name of it again?
It's called "Drip Some Flavor." Then.
Wait, I need to write this down.
Yo, this song. Okay, what's that? Yeah, "Drip Some Flavor." Then.
Okay, we about to hear it right now.
Okay, here we go. This will be my stuff. And now, coming to bat, 18, Alex Williams.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is my shit. Just let the hook go a little bit. This is me, I'm walking out.
Let me see you,
yeah. This will be my walkout song. I'll be like, yeah. Because the organ.
No, we have to add him on the show. We gotta cut this segment out and add him.
Oh yeah, Sauce Walker. That's my dog. He's the originator of the drip and the sauce. Anything splash.
Is that him right there?
That's him right there. Yeah. He's the originator of drip. TSF, the Sauce Factory. Yes, they're dope.
I like you win the song, so whoever else go after him, you lose. But he won his.
I was gonna say he wins
because it's like the that's so tight.
It's really a baseball organs though. You went lying.
Strizzy, we skipped you.
That's tough. I know. Can I plead the fifth?
You would have nothing.
I don't know.
The fifth maybe.
No, Baby Shark was a hit. So
I know the remix though. I don't know. That's tough. I don't know, man. That's really, really hard. I love so much. I'm a huge music person. I listen to so much different kinds. Like I don't even know what it would be coming in or going out.
Come on, Strizzy, give us something.
All right. If I was gonna do a coming out one,
yeah.
I'm gonna keep the theme of Marcus, and I'm gonna do Triple H. It's time to play the game.
Oh,
yeah.
Y'all be like some wrestlers when you come into the plate.
Pretty much
intensity.
Don't F with me when it's going down.
I'm just like a full 30-minute stretch with that song.
Andy, what's yours?
It's not that easy.
Okay, so depending on after I read. I got to pick my two go-to karaoke songs. It depends, like reading the room, but I would do.
Wait, it's supposed to say a lot about you, so it's not fair for you to read the room first.
That's okay.
No, I'm playing.
That's it.
All right, I would do "California Love" by Tupac and Dr. Dre.
Oh, because the way it did too.
And with the sauce.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
that's a great one. I got you can't.
And no matter where you go, you're repping too. Yeah.
Yes.
And now, starting right fielder. What position you play, Anio?
Shortstop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's a big one.
Hey, I just thought about something. We might get kicked off again. We didn't check out YouTube because we playing stuff. We should be playing. I forgot.
Go get some credit. Go get the money for the stream.
Dang, we about to get booted.
It'll be split between Bob Walker and Dr. Dre.
I hate to interrupt. I might have to change mine too. This is how we do it with Montel Jordan.
Classic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a really long this or that, but
what was your other one? What was your other one though? California Love. What was your other one?
Sure. Good Vibrations by Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Okay.
Okay. Classic.
Good Vibrations.
Classic.
That would be legit too. See, you can have multiple too, depending. If you come up to bat 3 times, you have 3 different songs.
Anthony Rizzo had like 5.
Right.
Every time he come to bat.
He come up to bat with different ones.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we're definitely. Oh, Strizzy, we're still gonna have to make our skit to this too. By the way,
so skit to that?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you about it later.
Oh yeah,
it's stupid.
Oh, okay.
All right, Myra, what about you? Got a this or that for us? We'll just do one more.
Yeah, I do. Being that Patrick Mahomes signed one of the biggest contracts in history, who do you think is going to be a better player overall with these big money contracts? Trout or Mahomes? Mike Trout or Patrick Mahomes?
Okay, so it's so hard to say because Mike Trout is going to go down as one of the best baseball players ever, but Mahomes has already won a Super Bowl. And he could win potentially more, whereas Mike Trout depends on what the Angels are going to do around him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like
Mahomes next year.
Mahomes, he's like them winning is so much more on Mahomes than Trout.
Because baseball is such a tough sport to win at. Like you can be that guy, but you're not.
And his team got better this year. Like the Chiefs have got better, so he can win it again.
Yeah.
Like, this is tough though, because Mike Trout, well, I don't know, because Mike Trout, I think he's gonna be the best baseball player ever. So, will Mahomes be the best quarterback ever?
We should have said Mike Trout or Bryce Harper.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah,
easy though.
That easy.
Oh yeah.
You got my boy Bryce messed up though. You got Bryce messed up.
Vegas is doing all that. His
story ain't over yet though. His story ain't over yet though. You got Bryce all messed up, cuz.
We'll see.
Episode
45, we're going to be coming back to this for years. Episode 45, all this stuff we're talking right now.
He come back and have a great career after this year and just do crazy numbers.
Because their contracts were similar, okay?
Right.
Bryce Harper at $330 million or Giancarlo Stanton at $325 million.
See, I don't know. That's tougher, but Stanton, I still like him better. I don't know.
I love Stanton.
Yeah, I like
broke my heart that he wasn't a Dodger.
Hey, Bryce, if you listening right now, I got your back, cuz. Hey, give me some of that money, you know what I'm saying?
I brought up Patrick Mahomes because he's got the biggest sports contract, and right behind him is Mike Trout at $426.5 million.
Yeah, that much?
Yes, he got $426.5 million.
Wow.
So I wanted to compare those two because they both got long extensions. So who's going to be the greater impact player? I agree with what kind of was said in the room. Patrick Mahomes has so much more potential because of his position. And because the organization is so much around him as being the starting quarterback, and the fact that they gave him that money gives that loyalty of the organization to him. So I would root for Patrick Mahomes on that end. Mike Trout's great, but if we're talking about who's going to be the biggest impact player for their organization at the length of their contract, I would say Patrick Mahomes.
I got a question. Is there any other sport can top the 500? Like, can basketball do that or no? Is that possible?
Can top 500 and 3 million?
I'm just saying, is another sport that can even? I know baseball can do it, but I'm like, can basketball do that?
Can't.
No?
Basketball wouldn't do it.
Because the long term,
10 years
would need to be so long. Yeah.
Ain't no basketball player want to stick around that long to see,
Damian Lillard does.
They ain't gonna get that money.
Like we said that now. It's like if Drummond would have stayed on the Pistons. You know what I'm saying? Like, where they'd be like, "Yo, you want to stick around the Pistons for 10 years? We'll give you such and such," and he might do it because if
who was that?
Andre Drummond.
If he would have stayed on the Pistons and they would have offered him, 10 years.
But look where he went though.
Right.
I know. Even worse.
Him dirty forever.
Even worse.
No, but I don't know, man. But Annie, I wanted to hear what you thought. Did you answer the Mike Trout versus
Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes.
The thing Mike Trout is like, I agree with what you said. Mike Trout's for one the best player in baseball, but he's gonna go down as the best player of this generation at least. But the answers in the room just testify that baseball doesn't do a good enough job marketing its players, and that's partially why baseball's, I don't want to say dying, but it's not a sport people want to watch. Like, you can look at football players. Like, there's not a chance Patrick Mahomes can't go anywhere without somebody recognizing him, whereas Mike Trout can go
to Applebee's anywhere.
Eagle games. They don't know who he is.
Exactly. But
which is low key way doper. Like, that'd be so tight to have all that money and just be chill like that, low key.
that's
you would like that? Not me. I want attention. You don't know me. Oh,
I'm the one. That's why. I'd be just chilling.
No, not me.
I want to see me drive off, and they'd be like, "What is that? Like, how did this dude?"
Here come Marcus. Yep, they're coming. Yep.
Part the Red Sea. There we go.
Yeah,
but some athletes like that, like playing in those cities where you can walk around and not be there's a smaller chance of you being recognized. I really don't think there's a city, at least in the NFL, where you can walk around. Like, maybe Los Angeles, like if you're not a star player, like you can, or you're not a Todd Gurley, you're not a Jared Goff.
They're walk Rams, but they're looking for like somebody else bigger. They might recognize him but not say anything.
Real quick, so Baker Mayfield tried to dap up Paul George one time, and Paul George kind of like shook his hand and kept it moving, and then later on tweeted like, "I'm sorry, my G, I didn't recognize you."
Dang, that's dirty. They did him like that at the UFC event too.
He has that face though. He has that face like.
Like a regular,
he could be famous. I don't know.
Y'all remember that picture where it was after the Browns played the Patriots and OBJ's got the goat cleats for time, and then you look over and there's Baker like eyeing them like.
He's looking over there like, dang.
He's like, what the fuck are those?
Oh man, I think that happened to Baker at a UFC event too, though. Recently, like. They had a picture and they put up like at the bottom like who it was, and he was sitting right next to him and they didn't mention him.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Like when they're like, "Here's who's here," and he's just like sitting there, and he didn't get his name on there or nothing.
A bunch of people at that game
love Baker, like love this dude, and I'm just there. I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, you want to love your quarterback. I understand that. But they're talking about this dude like he's the best. Like, he walks on water and he's the best thing to ever happen. I'm like to me, I hear the Cleveland Browns and I'm like, y'all are so like all the overhype that came from when OBJ, the reunion of Jarvis Landry and OBJ, and then you got Baker and all these commercials. I was so sick of it.
That's a good thing. Like the commercial, does it stop this year? Because he had a lot of commercials last year. Like, does they go away? You think
more commercials than he did wins? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he had way more commercials.
He had a bunch of commercials.
We were talking about this on the show too. I was like, they filmed like 30 commercials in the stadium that day. Like, there's just gonna be more and more and more coming out.
Oh yeah.
But he might got a contract with them though. He might come back with some new ones on, you think? Or
I don't know. Hopefully it'll be done because you need somebody that's on the field doing a thing.
Or you watch that State Farm commercial with Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes that you watch over and over.
Right.
And you're like, I can recite the whole thing at this point.
Right.
That's true. Like, yeah, get us some fresh stuff. That's for sure. I do like the Dr. Pepper commercials for college football, but they usually don't end up that well. Like, I'll be waiting to see what happens at the end, and then nothing that cool happens.
You never see it. It never has.
Yeah, it's like, yo, we've been waiting all year for this. Like, nothing happened.
Yeah.
But all right then. Well, dang, I think we covered the gambit here. I think we did pretty good today.
We didn't work today?
No, one time we went way over when we got Strizzy started on the Panthers. So
speaking of, no, I was playing.
No, but all right then. But no, I think. Do we have anything for final say? Anybody want to say anything before we go?
Final say. The WNBA has been phenomenal of allowing the players to wear names of women who have passed away. Yeah. So a lot of the players are going to wear Breonna Taylor's name, and I think that's monumental in getting changes in that case. So kudos to the WNBA for being.
Hope they get to play though.
Absolutely.
So progressive. Another thing that I thought was really cool that was released today was, that the NBA can wear names as well as stands for social justice. I really think it's amazing that Austin Rivers, who grew up in Orlando, is going to pay tribute to Trayvon Martin, and he's going to wear Trayvon Martin's name on his jersey. So super dope on those two instances. So kudos to the WNBA for being so progressive, as well as the NBA and players making moves with that and making statements. So.
For sure.
I had one too. What does it mean when they say always swipe right? What does it mean?
Oh, this is Tinder. I do not have a Tinder account.
Really?
Do you?
Really?
So when somebody
you got a lot of us. We family. You got a lot of us.
You got a lot of kick it.
Real. You got a lot of kick it. Keep it real.
I do not. I think dating apps are horrible. I'm such an outgoing person. Like, I think dating apps are terrible. I'm a right, like Tinder, like everything that lyric. I'm like, yeah, I'm a swipe right like Tinder. So when I saw this hat, I had to get it.
If you watching, you know where to find her at.
Y'all, on this show,
and Mark is like
out there that I got an OnlyFans, a Tinder. Like, I do not. I have not.
I didn't say that.
Trizzy.
I didn't say that, but
no, we've been on there.
Trizzy said something about a link. I don't know.
I do not go pics like this show here, boy.
Mark is like, what does this mean? Swipe right. What is that? What could that possibly mean?
Means you like it. We got a match.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. I think that's it though.
Sorry, Annie. Thank
you. So yeah.
About that.
Hey, real quick, big thank you to Annie. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun.
Yeah, absolute blast. One quick shout out I want to make is, we had DJ Michi Meech on a couple episodes ago. It's been a while, but he just got positive results on the Rona. So,
quick shout out DJ Michi Meech.
Yeah, quick recovery for him. Hope he recovers soon.
I think the things he did, somebody gave it to him on purpose. Michi, watch out yourself, man. Be
careful. Yeah, he be keeping it too real. He be keeping it too real.
Draymond got you. I think Draymond got you. Oh, Draymond.
Oh man.
Damn.
Oh my gosh.
All right, but in all seriousness, man, we come to 2 hours now. Annie, again, appreciate you jumping on with us. This will definitely not be the last time we have you on the show.
Yeah, we'll have to have
it was a complete pleasure, hilarious as always. Being so close, man, we might have to link up soon if you're gonna be in LA for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We're just drive away. You know what I'm saying? We'll get our masks out or whatever. Quick, you know what I'm saying? Quick road trip. But
let's meet in Blight.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. All right.
But with that being said, it's your boy Strizzy.
All right, it's your boy A-Dub.
It's your girl Myra May.
And it's Taco Tuesday.